The following is a presentation of the United Wrestling Network.
Welcome, everyone, to Championship Wrestling. Todd Keneley here along with David Marquez. It's a party atmosphere. What a ride it's been. All the way back from the Galaxy Theater, the Showcase Theater, Glendale Studios, to right here in the Ocean View Pavilion. My friends celebrating 10 years of television, 500 episodes.
Yeah, Todd, 500 episodes in 10 years. Man, we've done so much. We've gone to China. We've been all over the country. We've seen some fantastic talent here. Now they're all on big network television. I'm just so proud of everybody who's been a part of this project. I just can't tell you. I'm just so proud I can bust.
Unbelievable. The days of Scrap Iron Adam Pierce, Colt Cabana, all the way to this. And we're going to celebrate for the next 2 weeks. Right here, this week, we've got 2 title matches and the very fate of the women's division on the line in our main event. It's time to celebrate.
Welcome to Championship Wrestling, presented by Pro Shingle, and welcome to week 1 of our 2-week Blockbuster Spectacular. I am Dustin Starr, and my lovely Maria is out on assignment and should be returning soon. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season, and today could be the best episode we've had all year. Our main event is the biggest and most important match in women's division history. Heather Monroe and Halston Body will tag team against Ruby Reyes and CC Chanel in an intergender tag team match, with the future of the women's division championship hanging in the balance. If Heather and Halston win, Jamie Iovine and Nico Marquez will sanction the first ever women's division championship, and if they lose, there will be no women's title. Today, it's all on the line. Plus, United TV title is once again at stake as former champion Dan Joseph gets another crack at Levi Shapiro and Howdy Price. And we all know the history there, and the odds aren't in Dan's favor. But first, Jordan Clearwater finally gets his hands on Richie Slade. This has been brewing for weeks, and today it all comes to a head, and it's for the Heritage Championship. Text your friends and tell them it's bell time.
Started when Slade took liberties, put his hands on EJ Sparks, and Jordan Clearwater came out to do the right thing. They've had their differences ever since, and Clearwater has not been able to get his hands on this guy, and I gotta think that when he's been hitting the bags in the gym, he's been seeing Slade's face.
Yeah, he's been talking about it in training, using this dislike for Slade as motivation, and I think he's gonna hurt Slade when he gets his hands on him.
But a lot has happened since the start of the issues with Clearwater and Richie Slade, namely Jordan Clearwater becoming the Heritage Champion, and look at the eyes just staring daggers through the challenger, Richie Slade.
No hocus pocus, just focus, looks like, from Jordan Clearwater. He wants to kick this thing off with a bang.
Jordan Clearwater's been waiting to get his hands on this guy, and there have been several times where they've been very close, almost face-to-face with each other. Jordan could not touch him. He's very, very excited to get in the ring today with Richie Slade.
And an opportunity to defend the prestigious Hollywood Heritage title in the process. And what better place to do it than right here as part of the big episode 500 Spectacular. So you got the Vendetta, the rivalry title as well, and here to set the stage, Adnan Qureshi.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Hollywood Heritage Championship. Introducing first, I'll handle it from here, buddy. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing in at 4.5 slabs of pure beef. He hails from Gainesville pasture. He is your next Heritage Champion. He is everlasting Richie Slade!
Introduction was everlasting.
Come on, wait for the bell.
And introducing his opponent, weighing in at 220 pounds, he is the Hollywood Heritage Champion, the Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater.
My man right there. I am so proud of this kid. He's made leaps and strides of progress over the last 8 months.
Oh, to say the least. And you know, he scored victories here in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. He's competed in New Japan Pro Wrestling, live on pay-per-view on Primetime Live. He's got 2 consecutive victories over Will All Day, most recently in a title defense of the Heritage title. I mean, this kid has been on fire using that training at Black House MMA and now putting the title on the line here in the historic 500th episode. Boy, you can cut the tension here. 2 rivals that do not like each other, and the Heritage title hanging in the balance.
Oh, hey, that's a close strike.
Jordan comes out immediately testing the waters in range with his hands.
You believe Flex say, hey, he's going for a closed fist, a closed strike, anything to protect the moneymaker, the face.
They are trying to just sort of milk this no contact as much as they can, but we're in the match now.
I think it's even beyond that. I think Flex is just trying to involve himself, because if he can distract Jordan Clearwater just for a second, that might be all Slade needs to get a slight advantage.
Yeah, I don't know if those tactics are going to work, because as you both have discussed, Jordan has just been making the most of every opportunity that's been coming his way.
Oh, and you know what? If you're afraid of getting hit in the face, I agree with you. But if you're afraid of getting hit in the face, the last person you want to be in the ring with is Jordan Clearwater, the master of the Midas touch.
No doubt about it. He's kicked down, every opportunity, and he has kicked in the face every opponent that he has seen.
I think something else to mention about that Midas touch is the size differential between these two. Jordan Clearwater is significantly taller, and because of that height differential, it's going to be much easier for him to land that Midas touch on Richie Slade than a lot of the other opponents Jordan Clearwater's already hit it on.
Slade just playing it as cagey as he can in there right now, trying to avoid the big-time damage of the Golden Boy.
This is smart. Richie Slade's behind him, keeping Jordan Clearwater's weapons facing away from him. Jordan Clearwater comes back with a technical grappling reversal.
That's an excellent point. Now backing up the champion into the ropes, and we get a break.
Hey, come on, Richie.
And again, Clearwater wants to push the pace here. Clearwater wants to amp this up, the intensity, and starts to now transitions to strikes.
I want to see him just continue to beat on Richie Slade. I know Richie is not going to be able to take, oh, beautiful slam. He's not going to be able to take these strikes from Jordan. Jordan hits like a mule.
Now, recently we saw the submission skills of the challenger, Blake. Talking about Richie Slade. Hold on here. Measured. Big chop there by the Golden Boy. We saw that candy clutch. Has Clearwater, and now a big right hand. Talk about getting hit to the face. Has Clearwater worked on his submission defense?
Clearwater has fantastic offensive and defensive submission skills. I am not worried in the slightest about Richie Slade's candy clutch.
Be worried about those shots.
You can tell Jordan's a little bit emotional in there. I want to see him stay a little bit more calm. I don't want to see him get overzealous and put himself in a bad position because he's so emotionally attached to this situation.
I mean, Beef Candy for weeks now has just been taunting him and really driving, this vendetta. So to your point, like Jordan, it might spill over.
Into the cover now after the suplex. And yeah, you don't want to get overzealous. I mean, that's fine when it was just, a rivalry match, when there was bragging rights. But now you got the Heritage title on the line as well. You got to stay composed. You got to find a way if you're the Golden Boy. And he's doing so right now, laser focused at the moment. Big backdrop, long way down off that big frame of the Golden Boy.
I think as long as this stays an orthodox match inside the ring, that I don't think we're going to see Jordan Clearwater get too emotional or drawn out of his character.
And Clearwater just wants to get his hands on Slade. We're going to take a break. This Heritage title match continues right after this.
Now, have you been naughty or nice? Well, if you've been naughty, come sit by me, darling. Don't go away.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you've got some umph, and I got some umph.
I don't know about your umph, but impatience doesn't equal spicy. Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good umph or a bad umph?
Need a quick roof repair, maybe 5, 10, 15 shingles?
Pro Shingle's new Speedy Shingle service is just what you need. It's quick, fast, and speedy.
They can help with even the smallest roofing repairs. Call Pro Shingle now, 901-258-6503.
Saturday at noon, join us for Championship Wrestling, presented by Pro Shingle. Ray Rosas and SoCal Distancing go to war. Saturday at noon on CW30 Memphis. Last week on Championship Wrestling. In our Dave and Buster's Match of the Week, we crowned new #1 contenders for the United World Tag Team titles.
The Power Ballad, and they're on their way, not home sweet home, but to episode 500, and for a shot at the United Tag Team titles.
And the stage was set for the biggest match in women's division history.
Have you ever taken a chop?
What? Oh God, what the hell was that?
You gotta get used to it! Rosie Race hits really hard! For Heller! Yeah! Yeah! We're gonna go!
What have I been doing to train? What have I been doing to train? This is what I do. I am a professional wrestler. Why don't you ask her what she's been doing to train?
All I've been doing is training for the past 3.5 years. Of course I'm ready. All I want to do is wrestle.
Everything that Nico has given me includes everything that Nico has, including this team. Nobody in their wildest dreams could even hope to match up to these two.
All that and so much more on the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Watch episode 90 in full at youtube.com/championship wrestling.
Welcome back to this Heritage title matchup here as part of the episode 500 Spectacular. And through the break, Clearwater sure got his hands and his feet on Richie Slade.
All over his face, and you saw Flex on the outside. He's about ready to jump out of his wrapper. He was so angry to see that happening.
It's turned into a striking war here, Blake, and now shrugging him off. Drop kick again. You can't take anything away from the athleticism of Richie Slade.
No, you can't. He's doing a fantastic job. He's taken a lot of big shots from Jordan Clearwater thus far. I'm actually impressed with his resilience.
Slade.
Big slam there by Jordan Clearwater.
Hits the canvas hard again. Saw the backdrop earlier, now the big scoop and a slam. Just getting deposited by Clearwater. But here's a mistake here, guys.
He cannot allow himself to get distracted by Flex. I mentioned this earlier about getting emotional. If he can keep it in the ring and orthodox, then I don't think Flex will play into it. But if he comes on the outside or allows Flex to get him emotionally,
See, the antics of beef candy paying dividends once again could cost Jordan Clearwater here. He's in one of the most precarious positions you can be in.
Yep, precarious to be sure. And we'll see here again. This is not the training you taught him here. He wasn't taught to go up top. I think in the legendary Black House MMA, and it might cost the champion. Does Slade have the power and the balance? He does. Big-time superplex with the title on the line, and Clearwater's in trouble. He hit hard.
Yeah, that was an incredible superplex.
He's draping the arm over, becoming new champion.
Here we go, history to be made.
Yeah, I think that some of these high-flying attacks, there's a hole that we need to fill in Jordan Clearwater's game that I'm just not an expert in.
And again, now going for the cover is Clearwater. And you know, again, guys, champions have been in jeopardy. If you think in recent weeks, you saw Clearwater dethrone Ray Rosas. We saw the Bodega defeat SoCal Distancing for the tag team titles, and now the Heritage title on the line yet again.
Yeah, and Jordan Clearwater, you know, he could have lost it himself when he defended against Will all day. Put a definitive finish on that one, though, and now defending yet again.
And that's a great point. You know, Clearwater put the title on the line in a high-profile matchup just last week, guys. 2 consecutive weeks, 2 consecutive title defenses.
It's lonely at the top for Jordan Clearwater. And Richie Slade, though, looking pretty lonely in the corner, trying to avoid those strikes of the Golden Boy.
Oh, he doesn't want to get hit in the face. And I think he was trying to get out the back door, but that door was closed. Now trying to transition to power. He does, comes out with a sit-out power bomb. New champ on the way. No. Wow.
As close as it gets. Flex is just coming unglued on the outside. Beef Candy thought they were coming home with some gold.
I mean,
Flex was about to jump out of his skin, guys.
Richie Slade's actually doing very well right now. That counter in the corner was huge for him. That was a big change in momentum.
And again, I think, and now you see it. There we go. That Sling Slade into the cover goes Richie Slade, looking to make history, looking to win the Heritage title. But I think it was another case, and it doesn't cost any more to try. Looking again, very pugnacious is Slade. And you saw the guy, and now stacking him up all the way down over the shoulders. You saw the face momentarily there of the champion. Is he in trouble? Is he worried at this point, Blake?
You know, I would imagine Richie Slade's a little worried. Richie Slade just hit him with a big power bomb and that sling blade, and Jordan Clearwater kicked out of both. I'm not sure what type of attacks he's got left in his arsenal that might be able to put Jordan Clearwater down.
Now we know he's got that candy drop. We know he's got the candy clutch, but not where you want to be, where the bigger, stronger champion can really take aim and fire.
I think composure is going to be the key for Jordan Clearwater, whether it's the antics of Beef Candy or taking punishment. What a power slam from Jordan Clearwater into the cover. Could be a successful defense. Richie Slade getting out.
And before mastering that Midas touch, back in the day, Clearwater won quite a few matches with that running power slam, guys.
Yeah, turning back the clock a little bit there with that power slam here on the 500th episode Spectacular.
I agree with you, Jimbo, about composure. Oh, here it comes. He's calling for it.
Looking composed right now.
Left leg hospital, right leg cemetery. You ready for this, Richie Slade?
Leave a plot open. It's over. He's got him measured. He's got him in his sights. Oh, and look at the basement drop kick. Took out the leg, took out the left leg there, had it scouted. Maybe called his shot a little bit too much there, Blake. Took a little too much time.
I actually agree with you. He telegraphed it a little bit. Richie Slade coming and had a beautiful counter for him.
Richie Slade just too tough a competitor.
He
going up top. Oh, came up short.
He ran right into it.
Yeah, could be. Oh, but now look at Flex. Derailing what should be the finish of this match.
Flex with the challenge. He's not throwing the challenge flag like he used to, but precious time is ticking. Clearwater not even going for the cover because he knows the official out of position. But this thing would have been over.
What's going on here?
Who is this?
What is going on?
He got hit by the Heritage title.
Who is that?
I think it was one of the ringside photographers. I think he was taking still shots.
Turn the other way! Come on! Richie! Richie! The other way! Richie! Turn
the match continues.
Richie, that way!
And Flex is beside himself. Not this way. Clearwater's not moving.
No! Are you kidding me?
Here is your winner and new Hollywood Heritage Champion, Richie Slade.
What in the world just happened, guys? I mean, we had seen the Midas touch. You had Slade off the top, came up short. Midas touch, Flex on the apron, and then somebody inexplicably comes in and hits Clearwater with the title.
And I don't think Beef Candy had anything to do with that. I mean, Flex McCALLION looks as surprised as we do.
Well, I think the assailant, I think, is still at ringside, taking a knee out there.
I can't believe they just cheated Jordan Clearwater out of that
You're
title.
right, TK. Who is Stock? Is he?
I mean, it's sickening. And look at this. Slade lost in all this. Slade is the Heritage Champion.
TK, who is this?
I don't know, Blake. I don't know. But he just, stocky and making his way into the ring.
Oh my God.
No. Is that we've seen these haunting these haunting vignettes.
That's Jack Banning. That's that maniac. We've been seeing his messages for weeks.
The Looney Tune guy.
But
the
why?
padded room, the crazy guy.
Look at the sadistic smile. Yeah, he said, all these people talking, they don't know Jack. And look at the face of fear there on
he's got to
Clearwater.
fight the hands.
Clearwater's
no,
prone.
fight the hands. Don't go for the takedown. Fight the hands. Fight the hands, Jordan.
Oh, and
No,
now
oh my God.
Oh, he jumped guard into a guillotine. What the hell is this, Blake?
Oh, he's under the chin, too. He's under the...
But this isn't a match. What is this guy
He's
doing?
out.
Look at the eyes.
He's out.
Look at the eyes of Jack Banning. Sickening. He's out.
They need to let that. Somebody needs to get that off. He can have brain damage. He holds this for too long.
You're right.
There's a
Blake.
lack of oxygen to the brain.
Blake, this is getting dangerous, Blake. Somebody's got to do something, Blake. Somebody's got to do something.
Psychopath in there. Get him out of the ring.
Blake has left. Blake Troop it. Now we've got officials. Officials have slid in. And now Blake Troop has left the broadcast position, saying how dangerous this is. He's been locked in this guillotine for far too long. He's cutting off the circulation, James.
Clearwater is completely limp in there. Blake Troop, he had to. This is his guy. You know, they've gotten so close over these months in training. That is absolute psychopath Jack Banning in there, just taking out the now unfortunately former Heritage champion.
Shocking happenings, title changing hands. 500th episode. This is how we're going to start it.
Join us right now for a live chat on youtube.com/championship wrestling. Shout out to our old buddy BT. He loves his mama and he loves pro wrestling.
New podcast each week. Tell somebody. stspod.club.
This portion of Championship Wrestling is brought to you by Platinum Jewelers. Did you strike out this holiday season? If so, shame on you. It's not too late. Shop at Platinum Jewelers.
What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop. Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. Go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
Mask Up Memphis. Protect yourself and others from COVID-19 by wearing a mask.
That's right, just like this.
No, Dustin. No.
I got it, hold on.
Are you trying to get this wrong? The proper way to wear a mask is to cover your nose and your mouth. There you go. Prevent the spread. Mask Up Memphis.
Welcome back to the studio. We have a new Heritage champion. Beef Candy prevails, and it's all thanks to Jack Banning, who we've seen these strange videos for the last few weeks. We'll be following this story very closely to find out exactly why he's targeted Jordan Clearwater. But nonetheless, Richie Slade is your new Heritage champion. And up next, we could see another new champion crowned. Dan the Man gets another shot at the United TV title. Don't go away.
See if he can regain the gold potentially here. But you got to wonder, what does Howdy Price have cooked up? He was given the leniency of naming the stipulation.
Well, pays to have friends in, well, high or low places, depending on how you look at it. Dan Joseph fired up, as he always is, looking to make more history this 500th episode spectacular, as we have already seen.
And here comes the United Television champion, along with Howdy Price. Speaking of crooked champions, we saw what happened earlier. Richie Slade winning the Heritage title, but due to the attack, of this mystery man that finally made himself seen, Jack Banning, rejoined here by Blake Troop. I know that you're extremely just angered, distraught, and rightfully so, but we can't blame you, Blake.
Yeah, I apologize for losing my cool right now. I've been involved in combat sports for a very long time, and what I just saw right now, that was absolutely disgusting.
It was grand larceny. It really was.
I'm still livid right now.
We don't. If you need to take a breather, we totally understand. You have such a vested interest in the career, the training of Jordan Clearwater, and we hate to say it now, the former Hollywood Heritage champion. But now we got title action here to call. Going to have to try and get back on track. And, here we will see what we have in store. Adnan Qureshi, take it away.
The following contest is...
Thank you for warming it up. Now, howdy! Well, Well, here we are, the big 500. That's prestigious, and you know what is prestigious, that you gotta have the United Television Champion, Levi Shapiro, and most importantly, Howdy Price on this episode, because we are the reason that you're tuning in tonight. And I see we have a very familiar face on the other side. Oh, Dan Joseph, oh, you really taking your aggression out on that gum. I'll tell you something. Since tonight is such a special night, and when you are representing the United Television Champion, Levi Shapiro, well, you tend to get a little extra gibblies on your Sunday. Because the cherry on top is that tonight's matchup just so happens to be a handicap match.
We make the choices around here.
We are gonna wreck you. In fact, let's go ahead and bring out the next participant, ladies and gentlemen.
Turns. Who's it gonna be, guys? Oh no! Things are going from bad to worse for Dan Joseph. Nobody could survive this. I mean, Jesse James has a recent victory over Dan Joseph, and it was a war. And now it's going to be the television champion and Jesse James in a handicap match? I mean, I love Dan Joseph, and I believe in Dan Joseph, but who could overcome these odds?
Yeah, I'm not liking these odds, but I'm not. How does this work? Does he have to pin both guys, or I'm not even sure how a handicap match for the title works.
Well, you know, I think if Dan Joseph pins one or the other, but I don't know if he pins Jesse James as the champion, does he have to pin?
So many times, I don't.
I got so many questions right now.
Come on. How about this? Go back to watching Jesse James come through the entranceway there. Semblance of a smile, maybe for the first time ever, on the face of Jesse James.
Is he gonna have to go through Jesse James first and then Levi Shapiro? Or is it two guys at the same time?
2 and 1. I think they're going to have
Levi's
to.
getting in there
They're
now.
going to have to tag in and out, I believe. And there you see it. Yep, grabbing the tag rope on the outside. So it won't be 2-on-1 at all times, at least. But, you know, to your point, yeah, a smile on the face of Jesse James, because in essence, Howdy Price is ringing the dinner triangle on the outside at the Price Check Ranch.
The fix was in, but Dan Joseph not having any of it. House of Fire to start here against Jesse James, but he has a big-time mountain to climb. 2 against 1 to regain that television championship that, in my opinion, he never should have lost. What a drop kick from Dan Joseph.
Well, he's chopping down the mountain right there. What a drop kick by the former champion, looking to regain the gold. Swing and a miss there by Jesse James, holding on for dear life. And I guess, you know, maybe if Dan Joseph can isolate and keep the big man in there, make it a one-on-one matchup in essence.
Dan's doing a fantastic job of immediately going in and putting it on Jesse James, not giving him a chance to breathe, recover, or anything. But Jesse James lands one of those big right hands. Now has Dan Joseph recording.
Dan Joseph has beaten the odds in the past. He came back from a knee surgery, from an injury. He defeated Royce Isaacs to become the United Television Champion. He was a fighting champion. He did it the right way. He didn't need, you know, bogus stipulations like this.
No bogus stipulations, just all about hard work paying off. As Dan Joseph, you see Levi now taking sort of the cowardly tag. Dan Joseph was in a bad way, and only now then will the Timeless One get in to face his longtime foe. Cover, looking to end it here.
I mean,
the Timeless One.
Blake, in a matchup like this, Dan Joseph can't catch a breath. He's in constant action.
You know, in MMA, we call these shark rounds. Oh, another pin attempt by Levi. We call these shark rounds where you just got to continually go against fresh opponents. And that's essentially what Dan Joseph's in for right now. This is going to be a massive mountain to climb.
Well, he's swimming in deep water right now. Was looking for the suplex, but the tag was made to Jesse James.
Well, and you see Levi making the tag there. Levi Shapiro, no stranger to tag team competition, and bending all those rules as well. Could be in.
Man, these guys are just handing Dan Joseph back and forth, doing damage, and then passing to the next guy to do a little more.
Power play advantage here for Howdy Price and company. And now you got to watch Shapiro on the outside. So even when Dan Joseph gets to the sidelines of sorts, gets to the outside, now he's being attacked. It's really 3-on-1 now.
Yeah, he was in front of the opposing bench there. Levi Shapiro making him pay.
This is simply unfair. And, you know, and shame on Jamie Iovine and Nico Marquez for allowing this, but Dan Joseph might get it done. What a suplex the former champion, back in the driver's seat. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Pro Shingle has a deal for you. For the next 14 days, Pro Shingle will pay your insurance deductible up to $1,000 on a complete roof replacement. It's the simple choice. Go to ProShingle.com or call 901-258-6503.
Suits you. We really suit you.
Wrestling Trivia returns to Sidecar Cafe on Monday, January 4th at 7 p.m.
Don't forget, it's free to play.
It's free to play.
And if you register now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, you'll get a free appetizer.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're taking it a little too far.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 500 celebration, but will it be a celebration for former champion Dan Joseph? He finds himself on an island here.
Dan Joseph needs to keep his eyes on the opponent that is inside the ring with him. He got distracted there by Levi Shapiro for a second, and it cost him big time.
Well, I mean, to Dan Joseph credit, I mean, Levi begrudgingly tagged in there, so he was looking at the legal man. Jesse James, though, taking advantage of that. Wow, God, hard drop into the bottom rope there. Dan Joseph could be hurt, and now you look at Levi just stepping on the throat, taking off, mugging.
Again, and now gasping for air is Dan Joseph. I talked about that he couldn't get a breath, and now literally he cannot. I mean, I'm sure Jesse James has played some card games in the saloons, but the deck couldn't be any more stacked against Dan Joseph in this matchup.
You know, one thing I really respect about Dan Joseph is he has not given up at all. He's still confident, he's still attacking, and he wants his belt back despite the odds of this matchup.
I love to see it.
And tag into Jesse James. Yes, I agree with you. I love the fight and the intestinal fortitude of the former champion and his eye on the prize. But again, this is just simply not fair and perhaps insurmountable odds, even for Dan Joseph.
Could be drawing dead, but you know what? If Dan Joseph is able to beat these odds, I say no more shots for timeless Levi Shapiro. He had so many opportunities to even pry it off of Dan Joseph. If he's able to get it done tonight, I say no mas.
We can't forget how tough Dan Joseph is. We saw him and Dominic Kubrick go to war on Primetime Live, and Dominic Kubrick hit him with everything he could, and Dan Joseph stayed standing and went home with the W. So these guys are going to have to hit Dan Joseph with a lot if they want to put him down.
That's a great point, but Dan Joseph still carries those miles into this matchup. Title defenses like that. He was an actual fighting champion that put the title on the line. Changing levels. Look at the power. Takes the big man up and over. And look at Howdy Price, can't believe it on the outside. But what did that take out of Dan Joseph? Into the cover. Can he put him away? And the long limbs of Jesse James saves him there.
I was about ready to come unglued for Dan Joseph. I thought he had the victory right there. Jesse James, though, showing some great ring awareness.
Dan Joseph needs to keep Jesse James in the ring. Not let Levi Shapiro tag in. He's got Jesse James reeling back on his heels a little bit. Jesse's starting to make a comeback, but he's definitely the more hurt of the two.
And big heavy shots by the Western Roughneck will wear you down in a hurry, guys. That gas tank isn't unlimited for Dan Joseph. He might be getting close. That needle might be getting close to E, but we don't know it yet. Going into the reserve tank, scooping a slam. How is he powering and throwing the big man around into the cover after the body slam? And Shapiro, sense of urgency. He knew that his team, and I emphasize team, was in trouble.
You know, like I said, Levi Shapiro, he is no stranger to the tag team aspect of this handicap match, so he knows how to bend those rules in his favor. Look at Dan Joseph, though, locking eyes with Timeless One, looking almost beyond Jesse James. He wants Shapiro, and he's going to get him.
I'll tell you, if looks could kill, Levi Shapiro would be pushing up daisies.
At first, I thought Dan Joseph was keeping an eye on him, so he wasn't going to get ran up and cheap shotted from behind, but it looks like he's trying to prove a point to Levi Shapiro that he wants to put his hands on Levi.
Big shot upstairs, though. A single shot. Drops down Joseph, and that one was nasty, guys. Great fight, but it's all over? No, not yet. Dan Joseph continues continues to battle.
A face rearranger from Jesse James to Dan Joseph, and now the Western Roughneck choking at Dan Joseph. Levi Shapiro, he'd probably take a disqualification here.
Well, and that's the thing. Is champion's advantage still in play? If this team gets disqualified, the title doesn't change hands. I mean, there's so many questions. And we didn't know about this stipulation, and more importantly, Dan Joseph didn't know until right before the bell rang. There's no way he could have prepared for this.
That's one of the difficult things I talk about a lot when fighters take short notice fights. They're not able to prepare for your opponents. Whoa, big off the top rope by Dan Joseph. But Dan had no time to, he knew Levi Shapiro match was coming. But he had no idea Jesse James was going to be in there too. And despite having a match with Jesse James before, it's a totally different component for two guys.
Absolutely, and there's no, look at it, if he had somebody to tag, he could tag out, but that's not a luxury that Dan Joseph has. And he, that springboard clothesline, looking for the claw here. Does he have enough left to battle it, to battle the claw after battling both opponents?
He's got the 2-on-1 wrist control, preventing it from coming. Oh, beautiful by Dan Joseph.
Backstabber, nicely done. If nothing else, that'll buy the former champion some time, but he's looking to make history, looking to pin the champ, and again, the salvation of the ropes.
Tremendous, again, the ring awareness of both Jesse James and Levi Shapiro coming into play. Dan Joseph just looking to get back to the top of the mountain here.
Dan looking for another suplex. That's got to be taking, a toll on his back. Front face suplex there, and a tag is made. And now we're going to see double team. As if it couldn't get any worse for Dan Joseph, out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Yeah, having a fresh Jesse James in is a bad place for Dan Joseph. He's going to probably eat a whole bunch of hands by this roughneck gunslinger.
And throwing some the other way. He's given as good as he gets right now as Dan Joseph, the former bar hockey player, finds himself in a hockey brawl right now, and he's looking to kill the penalty, kill the power play.
Dan Joseph has better things to do than die. He wants to become TV champion once again, looking to get that done right now.
Hit the instant replay, and now look at this, a flapjack, a meeting of the minds, stacking them up.
I love seeing Dan Joseph use his opponents against each other. That flapjack was fantastic.
Trying to send him back home on the range.
You hear Dan Joseph just yell, he doesn't care to the ref.
Oh, look out here. He's got, don't turn around, watch out. Duck, oh no! The lariat.
1, 2, 3.
And it's all over.
Here are your winners, Jesse James and still United Television Champion, Levi Shapiro.
An incredible effort by Dan Joseph, but you said it best, the fix was in. And let's take a look at the action brought to you by Primetime Live, pay-per-view each and every week.
It's just so good.
Break.
It's so good. I love to see it. I love to see it. Jesse, you did fantastic. You were stupendous, but your work's not over. You know that, right? Oh, Levi. Oh, Levi, I got a
No, don't do it.
I got a gift for you.
There it is. There you see it in plain sight.
500, Dad.
Lori cheated him.
Oh, no. And down goes Joseph. He just crumbles in a heap. Somebody get out there and help him. Insult to injury. Salt in the wound.
Ding-a-ling, dum-dum. Ring the bell.
And if Dan Joseph was conscious, he'd be disgusted.
Here is your winners, Jesse James, the United Heritage Television Champion, just united. I'm so happy right now. And most importantly, Howdy Price.
We got to get Dan Joseph some help. He gave it everything he has, and how could it have been enough? Nobody could have had enough to do what he did. An incredible effort, comes up short. Dan, somebody get Dan some help. More to come here on episode 500.
3-on-1 is near impossible odds for anybody, including Dan Joseph. Not sure how or why this handicap match was even allowed, but Levi Shapiro once again retained the United TV title, and I guess we officially got our answer about Jesse James joining up with Howdy Price. Fans, it's main event time, and it's possibly the biggest main event in the history of this program, and trust me, there have been some really good ones in the past. If Heather Monroe and Halston Body win this match, Nico Marquez and Jamie Iovine will sanction the Women's Division Championship. And if Heather and Houston don't win, it'll be the darkest day in the Women's Division history. Don't miss this one. It's next.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you got some umph, and I got some umph.
I don't know about your but impatience doesn't equal spicy.
Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good umph or a bad umph?
This portion of Championship Wrestling is brought to you by Platinum Jewelers. Did you strike out this holiday season? If so, shame on you. It's not too late. Shop at Platinum Jewelers.
What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop. Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. Go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
Championship Wrestling joins forces with Grind City Designs to bring you the all-new Championship Wrestling Shop. All styles, all sizes, featuring the legends of classic Memphis wrestling. Pickup or delivery.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by Jamie Iovine, the team of CC Chanel, and the equal opportunity assassin, Ruby Reyes.
Main event of part one of the huge 500th episode spectacular here in Championship Wrestling. And this is a high stakes affair, guys. The very future of the women's division and the potential of a women's title here in the United Wrestling Network hangs in the balance.
The stakes could not be higher for the main event on the 500th episode of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
And introducing their opponents, the team of Halston Body and the Killer Bay, Heather Monroe.
Oh my. Halston Body, set for action. It's like a before and after picture. And guys, this, all kidding aside, this could be more serious because a lot rides on the shoulders of the Killer Bay and, quite frankly, Halston Body, their dreams and hopes at a women's title.
Yeah, I mean, it's often that we see titles defended, titles change hands, but the very existence of a championship hangs in the balance, and a lot of it hangs on the shoulders of the lethal accessory, Halston Body. If he can step up to the plate and be that partner that Heather Monroe needs.
I think something worth noting is he might never have officially been in a match, but he has had his hand in many of matches, so he kind of knows what he's doing in there. He just hasn't actually been involved officially in a match yet.
And perhaps if he could, just use his ability to distract, as he is an expert at doing that Halston advantage. But again, guys, this match was made on the fly as Heather Monroe demanded an apology from CC Chanel. You'll recall CC Chanel instrumental in the Killer Bay losing that Halston Body Bag match to Ruby Reyes back on Halloween. And so it seems not only is CC Chanel and the equal opportunity assassin doing the bidding of Nico Marquez, but also Jamie Iovine, who in essence made this matchup.
Something interesting to note is the dynamic that both teams have. Both teams have a big person. Both teams have a smaller person. The smaller person on Halston's team's a little better. I would give Heather the advantage over Cece, but I would give Ruby Reyes a huge advantage over Halston.
Okay, I at least agree with. I was wondering where you were going with your analysis there. But we'll see how it goes. And no love lost now between these two after what has happened. And Heather Monroe tried to plead with CC Chanel. Don't sign that contract. Take a good look. You can't trust Nico. Look at, here's the cover, and now crucifix pin the other way. Again, if Monroe wins this, women's title happens. If Monroe and Halston don't, no women's title.
I think the strategy for Heather Monroe here has to be try and end it early, maybe before Halston even gets in the match. Cover, backslide there. Again, trying to end this thing before it really gets going. But CC Chanel countering back with a cover of her own.
I think a point needs to be made here too, guys. I guess money talks. Because in essence, CC Chanel and Ruby Reyes are working against the best interests of the women's division. If they win this match, there's no women's title.
And it makes me wonder, does that mean that there's no job for CC or Ruby Reyes after this? Or maybe they're going to get some type of bonus? Because you can see Jamie over there smiling and loving everything that's going on inside the ring right now.
I think a win here, in essence, gets rid of the women's division as well, of sorts. Big shot there by the Killer Bay, showing what she's made of. Nice athleticism, little leg sweep, signature offense by Heather Monroe. She's put a lot away with it.
Oh, absolutely. Lambasting CC Chanel there. Heather Monroe in control right now. Again, I think her strategy has to be to take control early, end it before the fates of the division maybe rests on Halston Body's shoulder. Halston Body's, you looking for a tag?
Oh my gosh.
He inadvertently tagged himself in.
I think he was just patting her on the shoulder like, hey, are you okay? I don't think he had any intentions of tagging in.
You're in the deep water now, fella.
Well, here we go. Here we go, Blake. Here's the two big competitors of each team.
Halston just calling for a timeout. Sorry, my friend, there are no timeouts in pro wrestling, and you got Ruby Reyes staring daggers in you across the ring.
She is stalking him like a predator, like a shark in deep water.
No doubt about it. And run for your life, Halston Body tags back out. So if anything was able to buy Heather Monroe a little bit of time to recover.
Ruby Reyes didn't really like Chanel going for the tag there. I have to tend to agree with Reyes. She's the fresher combatant. And now we go back to Monroe and Chanel. What a kick from Heather Monroe. A senton.
I get your point, as Heather Monroe, though, now takes control of the matchup. But to her credit, CC Chanel just wants to compete. She signed a contract thinking it was to compete in the women's division, a signing bonus, not to be the hired help of Nico Marquez.
Yeah, but like you said, Heather Monroe pleaded with her not to sign, to read it over. She didn't listen, and that's why we're in this situation now.
We got some cat and mouse tactics, but that's one big cat there.
That was very smart. A big thing that I always talk about when I see tag team matches is how well the two teammates can work together to start implementing their game. And I'm not sure if that was planned by CC and Ruby or if they just kind of made that happen on the fly, but whatever, it worked.
Into the cover goes Chanel. A lot of moving parts in this thing. You got Jamie Iovine out there as well. You know, Iovine at one time, managed Royce Isaacs, who was a television and heritage champion. He managed tag team champions, so he's another factor. Chanel in control. We got to go to a break. We'll be back.
That suits you. We really suit you.
Missing a few shingles and need a quick repair?
That sounds like a job for Speedy Shingle Service. It's quick, fast, and speedy.
They can help with even the smallest roofing problems. Call Pro Shingle now, 901-258-6503.
Championship Wrestling is presented by Pro Shingle, home of the Speedy Shingle Service.
Welcome back, everyone. There you can see just distraught and worry and sweat all over the face of Halston Body because he knows that Heather Monroe is in big trouble and he might be called upon.
Yeah, Halston Body already sweating like Patrick Ewing in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's barely been in the matchup here, but I think he is feeling that creeping sense of dread that he is going to have to get in there and be a factor.
It's basically been 2-on-1 here. Heather Monroe doing all the heavy lifting. Speaking of lifting, snap suplex there by Chanel. Looking to put this on ice. Again, the stakes couldn't be any higher. The women's division, the potential women's title.
Well, you see some arguing going on between Ruby Reyes and CC Chanel. That cannot be good for their team mojo.
Yes, but right now, things are going their way. There's some continuity. Tag is made to Ruby Reyes. Equal opportunity. Assassin. Originally out of Santino Brothers Academy and is just the only female to ever be in the red carpet rumble. And it just makes me sick that she could be the one that eliminates an opportunity at a women's title. It just doesn't seem right as somebody who's been such a pioneer for women in the past, holding the rope. Allison Lee sees that.
I'd be honest. I would be interested in seeing Ruby Reyes compete against some of the men. She is a banger, man.
Maybe that's what she has eyes on, but it seems like an incredibly short-sighted move for somebody that has done so much for the division. What a shot to Heather Monroe, screaming in pain.
Ruby Reyes has absolutely decimated Heather Monroe in recent weeks. Back to that body bag match, and now look at CC Chanel goes. I think she's got to be frustrated as well. It's just the path that her career has taken, as she in essence got suckered in to signing that joke of a contract.
You see Heather trying to kind of make her way over to Houston, but I'm not sure they're going to be in a much better position with Houston in the ring as the legal person.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens should Halston tag in. He did once before, but he quickly made his exit.
Thought better of it, but Heather Monroe, I mean, she's going to, like it or not, she's going to have to tag in Halston Body because she's just taking too much damage. Near fall there.
It almost looks like Houston's a little lost on the side. Usually he finds his little ways to sneak himself into the match, but he just standing there. Oh, pin attempt. But you just see Houston kind of standing there, worried, desperate, but not doing much to impact the match or influence things.
There's nothing much he can do at this point. He's looking for a tag, perhaps. Usually he's on the outside where he can, move around and orchestrate some stuff, distract, have his fans, something. Tag is made, though, and again, this is, in essence, guys, turned into a handicap match in a hurry. It's Heather Monroe against Ruby Reyes and CC Chanel, and I don't like the Killer Bay's odds.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh, my God, just stiff shots, just punishing Heather Monroe, waylaying her in the corner.
She's a killer.
It's only a matter of time, guys. Nobody could overcome these odds.
Yeah, I mean, Halston Body, he is definitely outside of his comfort zone, but Heather Monroe, she is in the danger zone, and so is the whole women's division. If she is not able to change the tide in this match somehow, CC Chanel just punishing that back.
I think Jamie Iovine made a match that's finally going to get Nico Marquez what he wanted, the eradication of the women's division.
CC Chanel in full control. Heather Monroe once again taken down hard in the mat, clutching the back of her head after that clothesline. Halston Body trying to will Heather Monroe on here, though.
Well, and we'll see. If Halston makes that tag at some point, maybe we'll see if that training comes into fruition. We'll see, the results of all of it. But right now, Heather Monroe, the Killer Bay, is on an island here.
Now they're starting to gain some steam and fight back a little bit, but CC seems to be getting the better of these exchanges.
Oh. Boy, both fierce females went upstairs with the round kick. Both drop here. Now, normally you would say, here's an opportunity. Get to the corner and make a tag, but the intangible is one's going to be tagging the equal opportunity ass kicker or assassin. The other's going to be tagging Halston Body.
Yeah, not an equal exchange there. And you talk about the training. Like, how much training did you go through before your first match, and how did you feel heading into it?
I'd been training in mixed martial arts for about 15, 16 years before my first fight. I've been training for several years in wrestling, and I haven't gotten into a wrestling ring yet, so I can only imagine how lost Houston probably feels right now.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to tag? He's thinking about it. He has no choice. Halston tags in officially. Oh. And Heather almost can't believe it. And Halston, well, here's some offense. And Halston knocked her down. He's going for the pin. Halston going for the pin. He almost got her. Unbelievable.
Not exactly a house of fire, but it's been effective for Halston Body. I'm impressed.
He's batting 1,000 right now.
Look at the agility. Now, a little roll up, go for the pin again. It's tough to kick out from all that body weight. And Halston, for the second consecutive time, scores a near fall.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So far, so good for Halston. No, but the odds gonna catch up to you against Ruby Reyes.
Yeah, beginner's luck's only gonna last so long for you. But man, that was fun to watch.
Now these stomps by Ruby Reyes. Oh my gosh, look at this double teaming. And Halston now right across the knees. And Reyes, no, not this way, not on Halston. Don't get rid of the women's division this way. Killer Bay makes the save. And now look at though, guys, Killer Bay is fired up again. Maybe that, that little bit of respite that she got when Halston was in there paying dividends.
Or maybe just seeing the desire in Halston to do anything for Heather in this women's division.
Halston, a low blow. The official didn't see it. The official with CC Chanel.
Not like this.
And Iovine calling for the official to count. And Monroe again, a split-second save. The salvation of the women's division for now. But how long can they keep it up?
I thought that was all she wrote when Ruby went down low on Halston body. But I think Jamie might have stepped in there a second too long and cost him. What a shot from Heather Monroe.
Huge shot by Monroe. And tag is made. And now Monroe is official and legal again in the matchup.
And she's looking fresh. She's in there. Oh, she eats a big right hand from Ruby Race that puts her flat on her back again.
We got to remember, gentlemen, Heather Monroe was rocking and rolling in that body bag matchup until CC Chanel interfered. And now, not where you want to be. Oh, look at this, like a battering ram. So powerful. Ruby Race. Not looking good. And now directing traffic right now is Ruby Race telling Chanel to go up top. Double teaming, gonna put the Killer Bay away. Here we go, here comes Chanel. She hits Rays. Hits Rays. Oh, look at the shock and awe on the face. What have you done?
Chanel scored, but not on the player she wanted.
I mean, that's the problem with high-risk maneuvers. Sometimes they backfire, and that time it backfired big time.
You can't miss her.
And she took out the dominant force in this matchup. Boy, I'll tell you what. She might have to give back that signing bonus.
Heather Monroe, though, looks like she's getting attended to right now. She can't really follow up.
Oh, my God, glitter. Oh, look at this. I tell you, Halston body knows how to use what brought him to the dance.
Oh, we got a pin.
Oh, bad Bishinoku.
Here are your winners, Halston Body and Heather Monroe.
Yes.
Well, it's not a victory without some confetti. Let the party begin. Let's take a look back at the action brought to you by United Wrestling Shop. You can get a Heather Monroe t-shirt. Here it is, the confetti to raise, and the Bad Bishinoku by the Killer Bay. The women's division is saved.
It lives on. Way to go, Halston Body pulling a Rip Taylor and Heather Monroe saving the women's division.
Boy, some dissension there between CC Chanel and Ruby Rays, and Halston Body getting involved doing his part. There will indeed be a United Wrestling Network women's title.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a women's division champion here at Championship Wrestling. What a match! And what a Christmas present for the fans of the United Wrestling Network, and how fitting that after 10 years and 500 episodes from Hollywood, today is the day we make it official. Once again, we will crown a women's champion, and stay tuned to find out exactly how and when we'll crown our first champion. And big congratulations to David Marquez and his crew for hitting this big milestone. And I can't help but to look ahead at our 100th episode approaching on February 27th. And trust me, we're working on something very special for that one. Fans, we're nearly out of time, but just look at everything that happened today alone. A new Heritage Champion, Women's Division Championship will be sanctioned, and that's only week 1. Next Saturday, ring in the new year with us for part 2 of this blockbuster spectacular. Check this out. Our new United World Tag Team Champions, the Bodega, will defend against new #1 contenders 4 Minutes of Heat, plus Reality of Wrestling Texas Champion Will Allday will defend against EJ Sparks, and we know SoCal Distancing has challenged Ray Rosas for next week's main event in an unsanctioned war. Who will be Ray's partner? And who's going to show up for SoCal Distancing? Be safe on New Year's Eve, and we'll see you next week. I am Dustin Starr, saying so long, everybody.